Hi everyone. We're looking at a sweet solution today, and what I really like about this is it's another way to apply what we're learning. I mean, who knew that it took a saturated solution to make rock candy, right? So when you look at page 47, I'm going to have 3 questions for you about this page. So I would like you to take a second and just read only this page and look at the 2 diagrams at the bottom. Will you stop the video and do that right now, please? All right, so we're looking at rock candy, and it takes sugar and it takes water. And what I want you to tell me for question number 1, and on your paper, I'd like you to put your answer right where you see the blue arrow. In this solution, sugar is a what? Sugar is a what? There's a special name for the solid material. What is that? Put that answer next to number 1. Stop the video if you have to. Now, according to what you're reading on this page, you should have learned a way that you could fit more sugar in the water. So what is a way that you can fit more sugar in the water? That is where I want you to put the answer to my second question. Would you do that now, please? Go ahead and stop the video. All right, for my third question from this page, how much more sugar will dissolve in a boiling hot saturated solution compared to one at room temperature? So you could saturate sugar in room temperature water. You could heat the water and boil it. And on this page, it explains how much more sugar will dissolve in boiling hot saturated water compared to water at room temperature. How many times more, I guess, is what I'm looking for. And obviously, that's question number 3. So you're going to put your answer next to the number 3. All right, when you're done, go ahead and go on to the next page. Okay, on this page, page 48, notice at the top that it's talking about the extra sugar and what happens when it cools down. Is it going to stay in the solution? Is it going to come out of the solution and pile up? And then look at what it says in the second paragraph. Read just that second paragraph for a second. Stop the video. All right, now look at the third paragraph. So now the solution is ready to make rock candy. When you roll a wet string in sugar, the sugar sticks to the string. After the sugary string dries, it's covered with tiny sugar crystals, and that's what you're seeing in the diagram in the middle of the page. So continue reading with me. When you put the string in the supersaturated solution, okay, remember we talked about that with the nitrogen in the blood. When you go way deep in the water, you have so much nitrogen in your blood that your blood becomes supersaturated. So in this example, the extra sugar in the solution comes out of solution in the form of sugar crystals. The crystals stick to other sugar crystals stuck to the string. So continuing with the last paragraph, the crystals will grow for a couple of days and then stop. Why do they stop growing? Sugar comes out of solution until the solution is no longer supersaturated. Then no more sugar comes out of solution. So if you look at that bottom diagram, sugar particles come out of solution on the crystals until the solution is again saturated at room temperature. So all of the extra supersaturated crystals form around the string, but then the rest of the sugar stays in the water because the water is able to hold it. It's saturated so it can hold the sugar, but it's no longer supersaturated. It got rid of all of the extra sugar. So the water was hot, it could hold extra sugar, but then when it cooled off, the extra sugar came out of solution, started clumping on the string to make the rock candy, and then the other sugar stayed in solution because now there's enough water to hold it. It can be saturated. It's no longer super saturated. So here is my first question for you, and you're going to put it right where you see the green arrow. So question 1 for this page. When the boiling hot saturated solution cools down, it is blank. What is the word for that blank? It's basically, that word that I'm looking for is when there is extra sugar because the water is hotter. And then when that water cools down, it is what? Write that word in blank number 1. If you're confused, you might want to go back and look at the second paragraph. And I mentioned the word several times on this page. Stop the video if you need to. Question 2. I want you to give me a summary right here. Just a quick summary. Explain how rock candy is made. So it was just talked to you about on this page. Now, if you had to turn and just tell somebody in a few quick sentences how rock candy is made, what would you say? Okay, we're ready for question number 3. Why do the crystals grow on the candy for a few days, then stop? You might want to consult that last paragraph if you're unsure. Go ahead and stop the video before you go on to the next page. All right, so we're on page 49. This is a different article now. This is called Sour Power. It's just this one page. So your questions are going to be in this lower section of your paper. So do you like it when a glass of sour lemonade makes your lips pucker? If something that leaves a sour taste in your mouth is okay with you, then you are a fan of citric acid. So citric acid is a white solid acid. It is highly soluble in water. So think back to when we dissolved the Epsom salt. Remember that we could fit more of it in, which makes it soluble. It's more soluble than the kosher salt. So citric acid, if it's highly soluble, that means, I'm going to start right here, you can dissolve a lot of citric acid in a small amount of water. So when you can fit more of the solid, we say it is more soluble. More solute, more soluble. So like other acids, citric acid has a sour power. If you've ever bitten into a lemon, you know how citric acid tastes. About 6% of lemon juice is citric acid. Citric acid is found naturally in other fruits such as oranges, limes, and grapefruits. All of these fruits are known as citrus fruits. And then you can see the word citrus, citric. Citric acid is a widely used food additive. That means it gets added to a lot of foods. It is sour, safe, and inexpensive. Every year, tons of citric acid are added to foods for a number of purposes. It gives a sour tang to soft drinks and some candies. In jams and preserves, it helps fruits keep their color and flavor. Look on the backs of the cans and boxes in your cupboard. You will probably find a few packages that include citric acid as an ingredient. Citric acid is also used to make inks, dyes, medicines, and cleansers. So this paragraph talks about lots of different uses for citric acid. Scientists can extract citric acid from lemons and other citrus fruits. But because citric acid is so widely used today, huge quantities are needed. Factories have been built to produce citric acid by fermenting sugar. So what this paragraph is saying is instead of getting it out of lemons and limes and grapefruit and such, they actually make it from sugar in factories also. Last paragraph. Citric acid is not the only type of acid found in foods. Other weak acids occur in natural substances such as vinegar, acetic acid, tomatoes, acetic acid, and sour milk. lactic acid. There are also acids unrelated to food that are stronger and can be dangerous. They can burn through paper, cloth, and skin, so they must be handled with care. These strong acids are often used by scientists to conduct experiments and make chemicals. So what I want you to pick up from that paragraph is that even though citric acid is harmless, there are a lot of other acids that are very dangerous. So just because you see the word acid doesn't mean this is dangerous, but other acids can be. So always be careful when you hear the word acid. So here's what I want you to do on this page. Number 1, here's your question. Citric acid is soluble in water. Just in a brief sentence, what does that mean? You can look right up here in that second paragraph if you're confused. Stop the video and answer that question, please. Okay, next, question number 2. Name 3 fruits that contain citric acid. Tell me 3 fruits that contain citric acid. Go ahead and stop. Number 3. Name at least 3 things that citric acid is used for. There are a whole bunch of things listed in this paragraph. So I'm just asking you to name 3 things that citric acid is used for. Stop the video and take care of that. All right, finally, I want you to go to the Schoology Science folder. You may use these notes and your science book to answer the questions, and then I want you to record your score right here. So you're going to put this paper in the turn-in tray. You can read quietly, go on Prodigy, and remember what I told you about Prodigy. You're preparing for your MAP test and your M-STEP, so the more math problems you complete correctly, the better prepared you're going to be. So you are now finished. Good job.